Today, we're talking about this sunscreen. This is the Madagascar Centella sunscreen from Skin 1004. Specifically, the Hyalu-Cica Water Fit Sun Serum SPF 50+, PA 4+. This sunscreen from Skin 1004 is one of my favorite sunscreens that I cannot stop wearing. I mean, look at that, it's basically done. This is made with pure centella, meaning this sunscreen's whole purpose is to calm down your skin, soothe redness, heal hyperpigmentation. It is meant to be like a skincare step, but it's your sunscreen. This actually came in a box from Jolcy as PR, and I opened it a couple weeks ago, and I have to say I'm already in love with it. And before we even get to this video, I'm gonna tell you, it's a 10 out of 10. So let's go into the review. My name is Eddie, as known as Mottaskin on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all over the place, where I cover skincare, mental health, sunscreen, and acne-prone skin. And today we're gonna focus on sunscreen. But before we do that, I'm gonna ask you to please hit that subscribe button and like this video. Every subscriber and every like helps my channels out and helps me do this as a full-time career. So, thank you. So like always, we're gonna go into this video reviewing this sunscreen with application, reapplication on top of itself, and how it interacts with makeup on top of it. So I've tried literally hundreds and hundreds of sunscreens, and my heart really lies in Korean and Japanese sunscreens because they're so hydrating, they're so lightweight. It feels like a skincare step, it feels like a serum or a moisturizer. They're just amazing. So when it came to the Skin 1004, I've heard a lot about it, but not really a lot of times have I tried it until they sent it to me in PR from Jolcy, which is an online retailer for Japanese and Korean skincare. This sunscreen has Uvinol A+, Uvinol T150, Tinasorb M, and Iscotrizanol. Those UV filters are wonderful for UVA and UVB protection and are very photo stable. Actually, those are basically the same ones that are featured in the Purito Daily Go-To sunscreen and the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen, except the Purito one has a physical UV filter, titanium dioxide. So this is an all-chemical sunscreen with filters I absolutely love. This usually retails for around $14 for 50 milliliters, so it's an affordable price, albeit this is a smaller packaging. The fact that I'm almost done with it and I've been using it for maybe like 2.5 weeks, so it's almost done, and I'm applying the proper amount. So when it comes to this sunscreen, it comes in this pump as you see here, but when you pump it out, this is how much you get with one pump. Very little. So I highly suggest doing it in 2 layers. What I like to do is I like to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumps all over on my face, blend it in, let it sink in for a couple minutes, and then go again with the same method, another 5 in each region, and blend it in. Thus leading you to around 10 pumps. And to be honest, I think that's the accurate amount of sunscreen you need, and it's not going to give you a white cast. Even though there's Tinasorb M in there where it might give you some grayness, this one leaves literally no suspicion of white cast, so don't worry about that part. Applying a lot of sunscreen with this is so easy. So when I finally opened up, when things were getting kind of hot here in LA, I was amazed. This felt like a serum. I was like, is this even sunscreen? Doesn't even bother my eyes. Amazing. One of those sunscreens that embodies why I fell in love with Korean skincare and Korean sunscreen. It's just beautiful. So let's get into the review. So let's go in with the first application. So first application, when I first applied this, it sunk in like a serum. Like, I put it on and it just felt like I was putting on skincare. Did not feel like sunscreen. It just applies like a very, very light lotion. It almost has this water burst texture that when you blend it in, it just feels like your skin is getting like a drink of water. It's beautiful. And you don't look greasy. You just have this beautiful hydrated glow, like this ethereal glow. It's beautiful and it is very soothing. Being that I'm on tretinoin 0.05% and use benzoyl peroxide and just recently incorporated a zinc parithione cleansing bar for my acne, I have been a little bit more irritated, more than usual. And so when I started using this, it was like my skin went, it was like, thank you for soothing my skin. And I was already using a soothing skincare routine, but this guy really just upped the soothing factor. So it sunk in like a dream, and my skin looked amazing. I loved it. It was love at first sight. No stinging, didn't interact weirdly with my skincare, just sunk in, felt like skincare. Just, it was 10 out of 10. There was no issues with it. I think we know where this review is going. I just love this. Alright, day 2. So we reapply this over on top of itself, right? So I put it on, then I want to go do my thing, did a couple stuff, did some emails, did some content creation, some editing, and then I reapplied it around like 1:30 p.m., right? It had been like 3-4 hours since. And so I put this on top of itself, and it just sunk in like nothing, like the first time around. Didn't pill, didn't sting my eyes, didn't look greasy. It just sunk in, and that is what this sunscreen, I think, is what makes it so different from all the other sunscreens I've used. The other ones are like dewy, super hydrating, give you a glass skin look, or just feel nourishing. This one literally embodies feels like nothing, like that statement that people say, feels like nothing. This is the first time I've ever truly understood that. Yeah. There's a reason why it is this flat. I'm almost done with it because I can't stop reaching for it. And in turn, since I've been using this so often, it's actually been soothing my redness. I have a tinted moisturizer on right now, but without that, my skin today, I woke up and I went, why is my skin so naturally like not as red as usual? And I've been using this consistently the past couple weeks. So I'm pretty sure this has something to do with the fact that my skin is improving. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 for reapplication. It is chef's kiss. And now, like we always do in all my sunscreen reviews, we also see how this works with makeup. So for this one, I use my tinted moisturizer stick from Bare Minerals, which I just found out they're discontinuing. Makes me very sad because it is very skin-like. But I used that on top of this guy, and it looked so dewy. Like, usually with these formulas, what I like to do is enhance the dew, right? And when it comes to a sunscreen like this, it really plumps up the skin. And so it makes anything on top of it just absorb into your skin. So when you use a tinted moisturizer that is really hydrating as a formula on top of this, it's just the best of both worlds. It enhances the dew. So putting this with a dewy tinted moisturizer was beautiful. It applied flawlessly, enhanced the dewiness. It just looked like the dewiest me while evening out my skin tone and lowering redness. It was such a perfect combo for it, and it didn't interfere with it, didn't make it patchy, didn't apply weirdly, didn't make it break up later on in the day, like making my skin look weird. It just looked like really nice skin all day, and I absolutely loved it. When it comes to this sunscreen and makeup, I would definitely use this if you want a dewy finish underneath your makeup, or just a prepared skin barrier before going in with makeup, because it's really going to treat your skin nicely. And when your skin is treated nicely, your makeup is going to perform even better and going to look even more like skin. And because this is dewy, it's gonna make whatever you put on top look even more like skin. I absolutely love this for summer. I love this for a dewy day. I definitely wouldn't use this. Well, I would still use this even if I wanted to be a little bit more matte and refined, because you can always, you know, put something on top of it and it'll lower down the dewiness. But it's not thick. It just sinks into the skin. So it doesn't make you feel greasy. It doesn't make you feel any sort of way. It just makes your skin look great, as I've said numerous times. So this sunscreen from Skin 1004, the Madagascar Centella, is approved. It is really approved. I love it. I need this. I need like a whole bucket of this. Like, honestly, I thought my favorite sunscreen ever was going to be either the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen or the Purito Daily Go-To sunscreen. This guy knocks them out of the park. Compared to those, it is thinner, it is less creamy, but it is still as hydrating as them. It's like their like more fancy cousin. Like, it is really good. And the fact that it also has Cica like they do, beautiful. And that's my review of the Madagascar Centella sunscreen. Definitely go get it. And remember, I have links in the bio so you guys can shop it. You guys can probably get a 10% coupon off in the description box. I also have lots of discount codes for everything I talk about, so always check it out and always reference it to get discounts on anything you may want now or in the future. But that is my review. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys found a new sunscreen. Hopefully you guys loved just as much as I did. It is wonderful. Also, let me know what you think of my new background. I think I like this whole bedroom aesthetic more than my office. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please feel free to leave a comment down below and talk about yourself, any content you want to see from me in the future. I appreciate all of my community, and I'm so happy to be back on this YouTube roll. So we're gonna keep it up. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you have an awesome day. Stay dewy.